Aloha, I'm Jake Shimabukuro, and you're watching Eclectic Arts Media with my good friend Mark.
Well, Jake, it's really great to see you again, and welcome back to Seattle.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, it's so great to be back here.
Yeah, and like I was mentioning to you before, that the first show of 2022 for me was seeing you in Kirkland, and then most likely this is my last show for 2022, so I'm seeing you at the end of it. I'm bookending it, so it's really awesome that I get to see you on both ends of the year.
Oh, thank you. Thanks. Thanks for all your support over the years, and this is pretty cool. It's my first time playing in this theater, the Moore Theater, and it's beautiful. It sounds great, so I'm really excited about the show tonight.
Yeah, so am I. And speaking of the tour, you've been doing a lot of touring this year. I mean, even like your tour shirt shows like all the cities, literally. How are you keeping things fresh? How are you keeping yourself motivated on the road so much this year?
Oh yeah, I mean we're not quite back to the number of shows that we were doing prior to the pandemic, but we're definitely getting there. It's just so nice to be able to play shows again and have meet and greets and just have the opportunity to share our passion with people, and it kind of goes both ways. I mean, now that we're doing meet and greets again, we get to kind of interact right with the audience, and it's just so moving, to hear from the people who come to the shows, just saying, like, I mean, a lot of them, they're telling me that this is their first concert since the pandemic, and they're just so moved and grateful, and that's how we feel too. I mean, we're just so grateful. I mean, the first few shows back, I mean, after the first song, I just started crying. It was just so powerful. And so to be back now doing a holiday show, it's this time of the year where we think about family and our loved ones, and so many people during this time of year, kind of get together, and people who haven't seen each other in so long, and even especially with the pandemic right now, I feel like this is, I think everyone that I know in my circle, we all kind of share that same feeling of, we realize how much we have taken for granted, right, over the years, and I think the pandemic has revealed so many things to us, and and it's just really a time, to be grateful, and to just be in the moment and enjoy everything that's happening around you. So I'm just I'm just thrilled to be back playing and doing this again and connecting with people. It's so important that we can have moments like these to experience together.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, because my first concert back from the pandemic was actually yours a year ago.
That's right.
And so that emotional piece that you were just describing happened to me, because you start thinking about every aspect of what you missed, not just a concert, but it could have been, seeing your friends or going to a restaurant or just all these things together. And then it comes into that moment of like, I'm taking that first step back to what I loved and what I've missed. And it really hits you. It hits you hard. So.
Yeah. And it still hits me, every once in a while when you least expect it. It's kind of, you could be in the shower, or something, or, it's just like, but it's, I think it's always nice to have those reminders.
Yeah, and something I want to ask is that since I saw the Christmas in Hawaii 2021 version, and besides obviously the talented musicians have changed a little bit for 2022, what can we expect from this show now? Have you purposely changed anything in terms of how you're approaching it, because it's a holiday show? Was it kind of like I saw you earlier making the set list, so you're kind of just doing it every day, what you feel like? How does this show come to be compared to the one last year?
It's a little different lineup. Jackson Waldhoff is, he's my partner in crime, so he's always with me. But yeah, we do have a longtime friend of mine, Justin Kavika Young, who's also from Hawaii, and we started our careers around the same time. I mean, when when I was playing with my first band, Pure Heart, Justin had just released his solo record, so we kind of grew up around the same time playing. And then now Justin is, well, after a very successful career in Hawaii, he left Hawaii and moved to the mainland, and that's when he met up with a wonderful artist named Kobe Calais, and they became writing partners, and they toured and recorded together for like 15 years. And then just before the pandemic, they started up a new project called Gone West. It was a new band, and they released an album. It's an amazing record. In fact, one of their songs just went gold, so but yeah, so I'm just thrilled that he's out with us. I've always been a huge fan of his music and his singing, his songwriting. So, and it's just nice to kind of reminisce, especially with Jackson too, because Jackson and I went to the same high school, at different times, but but yeah, it's just nice to when the three of us are together and we get to just kind of talk and reminisce about home and all that. It's just kind of it's just really, to share that in common, with your bandmates, and it just brings a whole different energy and vibe.
Yeah, it just kind of dawned on me that all three of you, your names start with J.
Yeah, that is true.
The three J's, or the J3
so
tour.
Funny. In fact, a lot of the other members on our tour, except for our tour manager, who's Brett, everyone else, like our merch manager, his name is Mark, but he goes by Junebug, so he's another J. And then our driver, who also lived in Hawaii, for several years, his name is John. So we got John, Junebug, Jackson, Justin, and Jake, and then one Brett.
Oh, that's too coincidental.
Yeah, I know.
And you're speaking about Justin and his amazing voice and his guitar playing. And one thing, how do you've been keeping it kind of light on the road, because on social media you've been posting things like backstage or before you guys go on stage.
Yeah.
And I know one thing, Justin was like creating a song about these pretzels are making me thirsty.
Oh yeah.
Can you kind of speak?
We're all Seinfeld fans, so yeah.
I immediately picked up on that was a Seinfeld thing for sure. So what do you guys do before you hit the stage? Do you have any kind of routines, or is it just kind of trying to chill out and hang out and have some fun before you get up there?
I think for us, the more relaxed we can be, before a show, then the show just, it's a little easier, with the flow, and you just want to be in the right state of mind. But yeah, I don't know. It's always different, like some nights, there are some nights where it's a little hectic and things are just happening. We're like, oh, and then next thing you know, like, okay, we're on in 2 minutes, and you just get out there, but then you have a great show, so it's, and then sometimes, it's like you have all the time in the world and you're just like focused, and you go out there and you feel so relaxed and you play, and so I don't know. I don't know what kind of prep makes for a good show. I think the main thing is if everyone's healthy and everyone's feeling good, and there's not a lot of distractions. I know that's a big one for me. Like if I'm thinking about other things, right when I go on stage, it gets a little difficult to focus. But but luckily, I think we have a very really tight crew, and it's just a good bunch of people. We all support each other, and I think that helps, because if anything goes wrong, we're all there to support each other and make sure that everything goes well, goes smoothly, and we can have a positive experience.
Okay, cool. And the last question here is that when we did our live stream back in January, you were talking about, in the future, you're already working on the next album. You had some things that were with a lot of legends from Hawaii in the music scene. Is that still something that's for next year that you're still?
Yeah.
Okay.
We are getting close to finishing up that record. In fact, Justin is also on that record too. So it kind of, and the song that we've been playing at our shows for the Christmas in Hawaii show, one of the songs is the one that we recorded together for that upcoming record. It's a song called Grateful, and to me it just kind of ties everything together. You know, that feeling of gratitude and not taking things for granted, like you said earlier. And yeah, it's been a. I really like this show in particular, because I think it really kind of like tells a story, and there's a theme and a vibe, you know, to everything. And I think there are a lot of different styles and things that are represented, and very diverse. And you know, Justin's such a versatile singer, so you know, there's so much that we can do, and with Jackson, his musicality, and you know, there's I feel like we've really we're really kind of going all out, you know, with this one. Yeah, just really kind of pushing the I won't say boundaries, but just kind of really trying to work the whole spectrum, you know, of the range of what we can try to do together. And it's been a lot of fun.
Awesome. Well, sir, thank you so much for taking the time today.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm so looking forward to the show tonight, and taking pictures again tonight, and getting to see you in person. So we're obviously making a lot of ground from where we were a year ago. And safe travels for the rest of the tour, and happy holidays, Merry Christmas to you.
Okay, sounds
good.
Thank you. Happy holidays. Aloha.